Hey everybody, we're back for the last of two videos for the month of October. It's been quite the journey for this 2020 October doodle off or Inktober or whatever they call it. So this is day number 30 and the prompt was omnious. Omnious or what was the prompt for today? Let me look here. Yeah, omnious. So very like mysterious, dark kind of thing. So to be honest, like these last couple of videos, like it's kind of a bit of a stretch to match the prompts that were given, but I really wanted to do or expound on the spirits of the seasons or like holiday spirits or something like that. And I had kind of mentioned it, I believe, in the Dream Eater video that I did a while ago. But yeah, so this guy, obviously, I'll get more into it in his backstory and powers and abilities, but he was kind of a supernatural character that my father created years ago, kind of a legend, as it were. So his name's the Autumn King. And so I kind of did my own personal rendition of the character. It doesn't match what my dad did, but to a T. I mean, there's obviously some similarities and stuff like that, but more similarities than not. I'll say that much. So but I didn't do a whole lot in the way of different compositions or anything. I kind of knew what I had wanted to do. I actually drew him last year for the 2019 um, Inktober, but pardon me, throat's a little dry. But I wasn't entirely in love with it, and so I decided that I was going to do another rendition of him and kind of put a little more story and stuff into it as well. So I really like this one though. It have some similarities and stuff that I felt as strengths from my dad's concepts and stuff, and applied a little more of my own thing into it. But yeah, he's just kind of a dark figure amongst the shadows, and he's the overseer of the autumn season that the earth goes through or that nature goes through, and so he helps assist and steward over that particular season. But as you can see here in his design, he's got he in and of himself is a very dark figure, and then he's got a cloak of fall leaves, so that's where you get a lot of the colors, a lot of the yellow greens and reds and oranges and like almost a purple kind of a leaf that you get from a lot of the mountain trees and stuff like that. And so he's kind of a fun character. He works very well in the sense of design due to the fact that he himself is a very desaturated blue kind of a figure, and then you've got a lot of oranges and reds and vibrant saturated colors that come via his cloak and stuff. And so, and then he has a scythe for his main weapon, and he utilizes this scythe for various things, but it's a bluer color due to its powers and abilities, which we'll discuss when we get to that point. So, excuse me. But then, yeah, then he's got like a satchel thing that we'll describe here in a second. And but yeah, I had a lot of fun doing this one. This one was a kind of a difficult one. It was hard for me to get him as a character to kind of pop because he's got the way that I guess I had designed it is obviously his face pops due to his orange eyes, and then he's got kind of a halo of lighter colored saturated leaves around him, but like the rest of him I was just having a hard time getting him to pop because he's kind of a dark character on dark leaves and stuff, and obviously the background is a light blue and helps him and himself pop, but it was hard to kind of decipher a lot of the simpler nuances within the character itself, but it works. It's not the best, but it works. So I'm trying to think what of the few things that I'm kind of, I'm just adding in kind of the rim lighting and reflective lighting onto the character. And it's interesting. I initially went with, oh, okay, I switched over to a kind of a magenta purple, and then I gave him his magic abilities and stuff like that. So, but anyway, so I'm going to kind of start off with a fun little thing here. I'm going to try something different where the camera kind of slowly pans through the piece as I describe his backstory, and that way you guys can get a closer image of the piece due to the fact that he's kind of a darker character. So, but backstory. So once again, a lot of this stuff, and I actually called my dad about this and kind of ran it past him and got some ideas and some things like that. But this particular character is named Autumn King. And like I said, he's very much the steward of the autumn season that the earth or nature and even humanity kind of goes through. And he has specific responsibilities and things that he needs to do to ensure that nature and humanity and stuff survives the cold, harsh winter that's coming in preparation for next spring and summer. So but backstory. Not much is known about this force of nature. We can understand and decipher from ancient legends and a few written records that this spirit or deity is the steward or physical representation of the season fall slash autumn. It is said that he goes about his duties in helping nature slash the world, transition into the cold harshness of winter. He goes about harvesting and gathering seeds and fruit to store for spring. He's very much kind of like the deity of the harvest, a harvest spirit kind of a thing. And so his cloak of leaves blankets and prepares the ground for the winter and next spring, providing shelter and like almost a layer of fertilizer for the next seeds and animals that will emerge when winter comes to a close. He has a scythe of frost that he spreads about, warning all that the cold, harsh beast of winter is coming. While maintaining a very obscure presence among the basic population, he still goes about his duties, ensuring that all is in balance and properly prepared for the next phase. The Autumn King also works very closely with an entity known as the Great Pumpkin, and being that and being and the Great Pumpkin is thought to be a physical representation of Samhain or the Halloween holiday, and so he's actually the video for tomorrow, which is Halloween itself. So, but let's jump right into his powers and abilities. So, not much is known about his powers due to the legends being very vague. But from what we do know, that he held a status among the ancient people that held him regarded as a deity or a god of great ability. One of the biggest mentions of him is in the ancient texts, where it discusses the epic war against the Dream Eater, which happened thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago. It is said that the dreaded Dream Eater feared autumn and winter the most due to their extreme magical abilities. We do know that the Autumn King does have very powerful magic abilities and artifacts at his disposal, like his cloak and his scythe, which both provide. The scythe is almost like a frost emitter, and he can freeze things and stuff like that. And then his cloak is obviously a way to prepare the ground and the earth for the coming cold. So, but yeah, so that is day number 30, which was Omnius. I believe that was what, yeah, Omnius. And so we will catch you for the last day tomorrow, which is October 31st, the revered and respected Halloween. We'll see ya.